Okay. So first, I need to change my mind to English because my English is not very good. You will find my strong Spanish accent, but I hope you forgive and you understand. So thank you to Sui and thank you to the university that invited me to Yenjan because I like to speech, because I like to speech a lot. I make many speeches and today I'm very happy. Actually, yesterday I went to the movies. I live around in Taiwan, in Taiwan building, so I went to Gongguan to watch a horror movie yesterday and I go back very late, around like 1 o'clock or something like that, and I start to prepare my presentation at that time and I enjoy a lot. I spend like 3 hours looking for pictures, I search many old pictures. So today, basically, I'm going to share with you my story because if I told you many difficult things, it's going to be a little bit boring. So my name is Jesus Tampero. Jesus in Spanish means Jesus, that is Yesu. And many people ask me if it's a nickname or something like that, but no, in Spanish-speaking countries, you can have this name, and it's a very common name. Some people get angry, say, no, you are unrespectful with religion, but no, that is the name that my family gave me, so I respect that. So, this is me. Very cute, right? Wait, I need a little interaction. What's your name? Chinese name, okay. 林志宇，好，志宇教你志宇可以吗？这已经比较熟。好，志宇 is cute, right? Cute or extremely cute? Super cute. Super cute. Okay, thank you. So this is me. I was born in Madrid. That is the city. It's beautiful, right? Beautiful city. But I prefer. Yesterday, actually, you know why I know Sui 老师? By the way, Sui 老师 has the same name of my first Taiwanese girlfriend.
But we are not the same person.
Not the same person, but the same name. Exactly. It's not only the pronunciation, but also is the same writing. So I know her because her teacher is my very good friend. And I was with her teacher like a couple of days ago, and I was saying, wow, I think that Taipei is super beautiful. I remember that I used to say that Taipei is a very ugly city, but I find the beautiful in Taipei, and now I don't care about Madrid. Anyways, this place, this restaurant, this girl is a friend, it's not important. But this restaurant is very important in my life because when I was 10 years old, I went there. It's the first time that I went to eat Chinese food with my family. My father taught me how to use chopsticks. I was 10 years old and I discovered two things. That I love the food and I love the owner daughter. I love it. So I start to have big interest in Asia in general, not only in Chinese food, but every time that I can eat something Asian, I always go for that. So that day I think that changed something, and from there I start to use chopsticks like all my life. And that is very interesting when someone say, oh, you use your chopsticks very well. I say, hey, how old are you? Because maybe I'm using chopsticks longer than you. Because I'm 44 years old. I'm old. I'm sorry. Anyways, this picture, after many years that many things happens, but this picture is the very first picture that I took when I arrived to Taiwan. I arrived to Taiwan, I take the bus. On that time there's no metro in the airport, and when I was in the bus,
I take that picture because this picture is impossible in Spain. Like people will not bring the 招牌, I don't know how to say this sign, and all the people with the motorbikes is very typical from Taiwan, and I was very surprised. I say, oh, I love this, so I need to take a picture. Very first picture that I took, not with my mobile phone, because on that time mobile phone don't have cameras, but with my camera. I love this picture. I always show that. You will say I'm crazy guy, but I love it. So I came to Taiwan because I want to study here.
What's your name? Jerry, you know where is this place? It's not far from here. Suda. Yeah, that is a classic. Like all the classic foreigners went to Suda to study Chinese. It's a classic one. Here, do you have like Mandarin learning center? No? Class. Okay. But has no center, so I went there. So that decision also changed my life. So my first idea is coming here for 1 year, like study 1 year of Chinese and go back to Spain. When I come here, I already can speak Chinese, not very good, but I think 1 year in Taiwan, I will speak fluently. And after 1 year, I discovered that I didn't speak fluently, and I love to stay here. So I decided to stay 1 year more. I was thinking in my mind, wow, 2 years, it's a long time. And I think that 2 years in Taiwan, I will speak really good Mandarin. Wrong. 2 years, you still have a very strong, like foreigner accent, and you cannot speak like really fluently. Because for me, fluently is to speak almost like a native speaker. I don't care about the accent, but can express yourself. That is the most important. So that is my my student card. Yeah, and in 2020, I was that young, and this country stole my like young period of time, and now I'm not young anymore. But you are. So I was studying Chinese with this book. That is basically the book that every foreigner uses in Taiwan. But actually, this was also my textbook in Spain, because my teachers in Spain are also from Taiwan. The both teachers that I had in Spain are from Taiwan. So when people ask me, oh, can you write Chu in Fu Hao? I say, yeah, I start with this book. So I start using Chu in Fu Hao. And this was my first class in Suda, and in this class has like a very famous person that on that time was not a famous person. So what's your name again? I forget. Zhiyu. Oh, I forget. I'm really bad with the name. Zhiyu, Jerry. Okay. 慢慢来, 慢慢来. So Zhiyu, you know who is the famous person there? Is an actress. Yeah, 田中健惠. That did you hear about 海角七号? Yeah, this is the actress of that. And was my very first class. I still really good friend with the teacher, because this teacher was like really mean with the students. She always making jokes, mocking us. So I love her. I will still have like dinner with her from time to time. So after that, after 1 year, I have a scholarship, and I finished my scholarship. So I need to find a way to stay in Taiwan longer. So I was offering like for many people to teach Spanish. But on that time I was thinking, okay, it's something that I don't have experience. So at the beginning was a little bit difficult, because teaching is something that I did before. I have a degree of teaching also, but I didn't teach Spanish before. I teach, but not in Spanish. So it's a little bit difficult, And after that, Shui said, I learned a master for teaching, and I was teaching for quite a while, first in a school, language school, but also in the university, and I like it very much. That was the school that was very famous before, Omeya, but that school I think is closed already. The COVID make that. And also that time I want to share with you that I have many experience in Taiwan. I Huandao many times. I go to my friend's school. I like Guonian, like celebrate the Lunar New Year. I have this is my very first girlfriend, but this is not Sui. This girlfriend was very important in my life because I only have a relationship with her for 1 month. Was the most horrible experience. I hope that you don't know who is she, because that sounds very mean, but was a really horrible experience, but very important, because she taught me many cultural differences. For example, first date that we have, before I date her, she said, okay, you want to date me, it's okay, but you need to promise me that you are going to stay in Taiwan for at least 4 years. I say, what? That is, in Spain, is impossible. It's like first date is like, no, in Spain, like relationships is more relaxed. It's that you date someone, you maybe go to the movies, you maybe go to the QK, and after a few QKs, you maybe start to become like boyfriend and girlfriend. You understand QK, everyone? Like, go to a motel for rest, 3 hours, 1,200块, for example. So and after that, maybe you start to, you don't need to say, hey, are we girlfriend and boyfriend? No. We already know that. So she was like teaching me all the cultural difference in relationships, and I'm very grateful for that. But it was a disaster. That was a problem. Another problem is that in Spain, like when you are going in a date, you like everyone pays. For example, normally it's like I first invite and then you invite, and we are not assume that the guys invite girls. But she was like first time in the date, we was having dinner, she finished and say, oh, I go outside and wait for you. And I say, oh, that means that I need to pay. And I say, what's this? It was a big shock for me first time. Now I already don't care. I assume that I pay and it's okay. So I was learning, that is something that I cannot believe, this picture. I was learning Sufa. I was learning calligraphy. That is so foreigner. That is cute. But also I have a group of friends, and we go to Zhe every Friday, and that also was great experience. And like there are many years after that, around 2011, I started a YouTube channel because I was teaching Spanish, but there are many things that I cannot teach in my class. So I just opened that for fun. I was super simple, super basic. Now I'm super embarrassed to watch these videos because it was me, like from the camera in the computer, was teaching very basic things, but my Chinese was horrible, and I don't know why I look so. Now I try to gain muscle, but on that time I was, I look and older than now, even if I like don't start to shave my hair. But okay, anyway,
like 3 years after I start my channel, I start to make, no, it's like 1 year after, I start to make another kind of videos talking about cultural difference, because I like to talk about this topic, basically. And I was doing that, and one day, I post this video, like Taiwan的口头禅, like Taiwanese pet sentence, I think that is that in English, and I go with my friends to the movies, also in Gongguan. I like go to Gongguan for movies because it's very convenient. I can go walking, and I love this area. So I went to the movies, and I go back. I open my Facebook, and I have 5,000 friends, like new friends. So I thought that Facebook has kind of problem, and I said, "Oh, Facebook again being Facebook." I was very pissed off, and then my friends start to calling me, "Oh, you are famous, you are famous." I say, what are you saying? What famous? Yeah, you are famous now, you are famous now. I say, what? So it's because this video on that time, you know, Taiwanese news, that there's not many news in Taiwan, so there are many shitty news, like a cat, a dog, new ramen place or something like that. So on that time there's no cats and dogs. So someone picked this video, and on that time there's no foreigner YouTubers in Taiwan. There's no YouTubers, many YouTubers in Taiwan. There's no foreigner YouTubers, and I become the first foreigner YouTuber making videos. It's not the first. Actually, I have the first in these pictures, but I become a YouTuber. I didn't want, but that become famous, and suddenly I have some opportunities that I think is interesting, and I love to make these videos. So I start to appear in the like television programs, and now I hate appearing in the television programs, because television programs basically what they do is pick all the stereotypes about foreigners and like reinforce that, and I don't want to do that, because for example my channel is Atoa Puchao, that means the foreigner doesn't teach English or American English, because everyone assumes that I'm English native speaker, that obviously I'm not. I can speak English, but it's not my main language. My Chinese is much better than my English. Maybe you didn't notice, but my English have some problems. If you didn't notice, it's because your English also have problems, so I like you. So yeah, so I don't like this kind of programs, because always is asking the same question. Oh, do you like cho tofu? It's like I answered that question. I live here for 18 years. I answered that question already so many times that I'm pissed off when people ask me that. I'm not pissed off, but I think that is really boring. Oh, do you like Taiwan? No, I have a brand that is then I love Taiwan because I hate Taiwan. Of course I like. Yeah, I'm living here for 18 years. So yeah, I don't like this kind of programs, but was also very fun. So I met this guy, like many when I started to make YouTube channel. Maybe you don't know him because he is the really OG YouTuber. This is the most original foreigner YouTuber in Taiwan, but he's not making videos in Taiwan. He's living in the US, and his name is Hao Yibo. And he was making like videos. He's a very interesting guy. Actually, yesterday I was talking with him, but now he's not making videos in Chinese. He has like a very Piaochuan, very standard Chinese, but he's not like really local guy. He is also only living here for 1 year, but he is a really good friend of Taiwan, so I like him very much. I also meet this guy that maybe you know. So I met a lot of people because of this work. Maybe you will ask me, oh, so you will support him for the For the president, no. But we can talk about that later. And also Ufong, that is also a very good friend, very nice guy. And also Alan, I super recommend this guy. Also, if you want to practice your English better than listen to me, that is not a very good way to practice your English, you can listen this guy that has a channel that is live in Taiwan. And he's a British guy living in Taichung. He's a crazy guy, very good friend, but super crazy. I love him because I like crazy people. I also met other friends like, I don't know if you know this girl, that her name is Chan Chan. Chan Chan is the ultimate craziness. Is super crazy model in Taiwan. That because of her, I also have a problem like a few years ago because one video that we made together. Actually, it was the video that I made that day. Jerry, do you know where we are? You know. Of course you know. Try it. Jerry, come on. 是的，没错。Okay, and after a while, before I came here, in 2000, that was in 2017, more or less, I already was not so famous. Like now, I remember like in 2014, I was super famous. Like I was super famous till the point that I go to Cimentin and everyone want to take a picture with me. Now I can go to Cimentin and no one want to make a picture with me, and that is also good in another way. So on 3 years after I become very famous, I start not being so famous. There are many other YouTubers, and I was start to thinking, okay, I need also money for living, so I need to do something. So I find a friend who wants to hire me for his company. And his company is a multinational company in many different countries that they make perfume. So I start to travel with him and to help him. And because of that, I spent 1 year in Indonesia. That is, I think that there's, I saw some Indonesian questions in their Indonesian students today. No? No? It's not coming, the Indonesian student. It's a pity, because I will say, hey, why you know that I'm in Indonesia? Because this is a very classic shirt in Indonesia that is called batik, and is the most formal thing that you can wear is that. And I was living in Indonesia. This is my friend. He's crazy as well, so I love him. And I was doing that. This is the fragrance oil. And at the same time, when I was in Indonesia, there one day that I was in a shopping mall, and there's a brand that is called Them I Love Indonesia. And I remember in 2019, and I remember that I was like looking at that brand. I bought some t-shirt for my friends here in Taiwan, and suddenly I say, why there's Them I Love Indonesia, but there's not a Them I Love Taiwan. I remember I was alone in a shopping mall, and I get angry. I say, why not Them I Love Taiwan? Why people in Taiwan is not, because I feel like many foreigners in Taiwan that Taiwanese people are not proud to be Taiwanese. Many Taiwanese people don't feel proud. And I study why that. And I say, damn, we need a Them I Love Taiwan. Them I Love Taiwan, I also have Kaupe, a series of t-shirt that is Kaupe, because I love to say Kaupe, because in this world there are many Kaupe things. So I was there and I say, fuck, I should do that. If no one's do Them I Love Taiwan,
I'm going to do the I Love Taiwan. So I create the I Love Taiwan, and I start to develop different, because I didn't know how to sell online, I didn't know how to make t-shirts, so I started to study that, and one day I did it. I remember first time that I started to sell, I didn't know how to delivery by Shopee. I didn't know how to do anything. So, but I started. So I forced myself to do. So first time I went to at the beginning I went to 7-Eleven. I fight with 7-Eleven employees. They say, no, this you cannot send. All this packaging is horrible. No, we have many problems still. I start to develop that and doing better. So then I also discovered that many people doesn't understand in Taiwan them, that means cow. So I also make a new logo with the translation. And one day when I was working in the company 1 year ago, I have a breakdown. So I have a really bad breakdown. I was very, very close to move to Indonesia for work there. My pressure in the work was so big that one day I was in Vietnam waiting for a friend, and I started to feel fear. I started to feel like really fear, but about nothing. So I was in a really, really bad moment. I couldn't sleep at night. I really have like 2 months with really fast heart beating. So I was really worried, because can you imagine that your heart is like 24 hours, like beating very fast because of the stress of work. Because working in Jakarta in Indonesia is not easy at all. I was living with my boss. My boss is my friend, but he's crazy about work. He's always thinking about work, and he's like pushing people a lot. So I understand it's his work, but it's not very healthy. And I have a breakdown when I was in Vietnam. I also was thinking about like leave Taiwan for around 4 or 5 years, and I feel very stressed about that because I don't want to leave Taiwan. So I quit my job and I go back to Spain to visit my family, my father. My father's wife, that is my mom, my sister, that is like half sister. And I was in Spain thinking, okay, I quit my job, that I have a good salary, very good salary, but I cannot do that because I feel super stressed and I don't want to leave Taiwan, so what now? And I say, okay, I can do new things, but I have my YouTube channel that I try to quit a couple of times, but I cannot quit my channel because I love to do it. I stopped doing videos for 1 month and I cannot stop doing videos. So I say, okay, I can develop my channel. My channel now is not very famous, is not doing very good, so what can I do? So I start to think. And first thing that I realized is why I'm making videos. Most part of YouTubers have this problem. They start to make videos and then say, okay, what's this week? What people want to watch? And most part of foreigner YouTubers do exactly the same. That is making food videos. Because food videos many people like to watch, and because there's no conflict in food videos, because there are many views, so they're like companies who look for you, and if you have many views, you have money. So many people do exactly the same. What people want to watch? Like, I want to watch food videos. I have a question now for you. Why Taiwanese people like to watch foreigners eating Taiwanese food? Yeah, what do you think? I can give you the mic. Why you like to watch like foreigner YouTubers eating Taiwanese food? 看他们的反应，所以你觉得这个是好看？会看，我真的不懂哎，I don't understand why you like. Yeah, Jerry, do you like to watch foreigner YouTuber eating Taiwanese food? 还好 Good, I like you. Yeah, it's boring. It's like, oh, 臭豆腐好可怕. What? It's like, no, it's... Sorry. No, I have many friends doing that and I respect them. They're doing very good. But I don't like to watch that. It's okay. I still love them. But I think it's like very boring. So something that I realized that I have also the same problem. I also every week I'm thinking, okay, this week what video I'm going to do, what I'm going to talk. And at the beginning I say, okay, my channel is talking about cultural difference, but cultural difference is limited. It's like you cannot always talk about, because cultural difference are okay, but actually we are not so different in many ways. So, and also I'm not a Spanish representative. I already living here half of my life, so I cannot be saying that, oh, I feel that, I know, for example, when I go in a date and I pay, I feel very scared. No, I cannot pretend to say that, because for me now Taiwanese culture is much closer to my life than Spanish culture. So I cannot talk. I also, in some way, I become half Taiwanese. So I cannot pretend that I don't understand why people don't do that or do this, and I don't want to play that I'm a typical foreigner, because I'm not anymore, and I don't like to be fake. So I was thinking, I was watching this video. If you didn't watch this video, I highly recommend you this video. This video is called Why, How, What. And this guy is a very famous guy, that his name is Simon Sinek. Later I can write for you his name. And if you didn't watch this TED Talk, I also have a TED Talk. I love it. In Zhengda. But if you didn't watch that TED Talk, I highly recommend. Simon Sinek, Why, How, What. And basically it's saying that when you are making a company or you are making a project, first thing that you need to ask is why you are doing that. So I asked myself why I'm making videos. Why I'm making those videos. So I discovered that I didn't know. I'm making videos because there are people who watch the videos. But this is not a good reason. So I start to think what kind of videos I want to do, because I don't want to do things. I want to quit making videos 2 times, and 2 times are the same reason. Is because I didn't know why I'm making videos. Because there are people who watch the videos is not a good reason. So you need a stronger reason. So I was thinking about that, and I discovered my reason, and I discovered this reason. There's something that almost all foreigners realize when they come to Taiwan, is that Taiwanese people is always saying things like Europe is amazing, why you want to come to Taiwan, and you start to receive many messages about Taiwan. Looks like Taiwanese people are not confident about Taiwan. So I start to understand why Taiwanese people are not confident about Taiwan. And I start to discover many things that before I didn't realize. Because people, you cannot ask that to a normal people. Because people will not aware why you are not confident about your country, and say, no, I like my country. But there are many strange things in Taiwan. For example, if you say 你很台 is
is a bad thing, and that should be a good thing. So that is very strange, and this I have a lot of examples. So I start to realize that actually Taiwan has some problems. First problem is the identity. Who are Taiwanese? Who are the real Taiwanese, or what is to be a Taiwanese? This question that for Spaniards are very clear, very simple, in Taiwan is an issue. So I start to be worried about that. And I start to be worried about another thing, that the country that I love, that is Taiwan, it has a problem, that there another country that don't want to be Taiwan free. And it's a problem for me, because I will like to spend all my life in Taiwan, but in this Taiwan, I don't want other Taiwan. I want a Taiwan to be free, because Taiwan is a very free country. You can say whatever you want, and there's no problem. You can, if you respect other people, you can do yourself, and I love that. You can do whatever you want, just don't make other people trouble. And I think that this is something that is great in Taiwan. You can say whatever you want, you don't need to be afraid. Because to be free is something great, because you don't need to be afraid of what you think or who you are. So I love, bye-bye. Yeah, I love that in Taiwan. So I start to be very conscious about that. So I start to making videos talking about two things. That is Taiwanese identity, and Taiwanese, I never know how to pronounce that, is sovereignty. 就台湾那个身份跟主权。So yeah, I start to think a lot of about that and making videos about that. So I make a lot of videos talking about that. I also change the way to make videos. Before I make one long video every week, and now I'm doing at least 3 short videos every week. And what happened is this, that before this is when I was very famous, this is when I went to the cinema, suddenly I have a video with 1 million views. Then like a couple of years that I was famous here, and then I was not so famous. I was not so, and I quit my job here. When I quit my job and I start to make short videos, this is what happened with views. That is good. This month, this October 23, I have 3 million views. That is the best in all the months that I am in my whole channel history. So it's good. But there's a very big but. There's a problem. This is my income that many people is very curious. When I get very famous, I was the point that I get more money in 1 month. That is around like 50,000, like 1 Taipei, of course. And then I don't get many money. I get a little bit more, but this is like 1, 2, 3, 4 months. That is like 20,000. That 1 month, that is okay. And I didn't get money, and this here I start to change the channel, but as you can see, was not so good. This month is a little bit better, but this is something that if you are living alone in Taipei City, you cannot live with this salary. If you go to work in 7-Eleven, you get more money. So this is a full-time job. So I have this problem, and I have another problem. And basically, most part of the time I'm here. That is,
I don't get to 10,000. And this has another problem. If YouTube don't want to give you this money, you don't get it. And if tomorrow the views of video you cannot control, the money you cannot control. So I discovered not here, I discovered earlier that I have a problem with that because I need money for live. That YouTube is not going to give me a lot of money for living, and you can think, oh, but you maybe have commercials like pay. There's a problem. When you talk about these two topics, you don't have any company who wants to approach you and like invite you to make a commercial. Zero. In the last 3 years, I think that I have a couple of commercials, like very cheap ones, because I know the owner of the company, something like that. So it's not good for business to do that. So yeah, this is, for example, my stats for this month. That this great month is the most views that I have in the whole history of the channel. I also have a lot of watch time, like a lot of subscribers, great. The money is also much better. Normally it's this. So now it's double. Great, but still you cannot live with this is not US dollars, this is Taipei. So in Taipei this amount of money is impossible to live. It's like almost like my rent is like that. So no, it's not so expensive, but still I cannot live with that in Taipei. So what I do, I decide to open a side business. I say, okay, I have a lot of views, but I decide to open another business to support myself. So I open a community that has it's a payment community for learning Spanish. I don't want to be a teacher anymore because to be a teacher for me now is a little bit boring. You talk, the students sleep, and I hate that. And I don't want to do that anymore in my life. But I like to teach. But I like to make videos. So I start to make videos, like 3 videos every week, like teaching Spanish. I love it. And I like to edit videos. I really like to make videos. So I do that in this community and people pay. Now it's starting, like I started 2 months ago, but and it's little by little, but I like this project. Maybe I will try something similar to teaching not Spanish, but teaching, for example, editing videos, or like how to create your YouTube channel. And now, because I already talked too much, we can do Q&A. But we have 2 options. You can just ask, so I go around and you ask. And the other option is that I have many questions that people already ask, and I prepare these questions for reply. Here have someone who doesn't come because this is Taiwanese. Taiwanese. Indonesian. I want to show off my Indonesian, and I cannot because Indonesian language is very easy. So, what do you prefer? You want to watch these questions, or is better than I prefer that you ask questions? So, there's someone who wants to ask any questions?有很多问题这边 but I think that it's more interesting if you ask the question. 老师 we are going to force them to ask the question in English, or they can ask in Chinese. Okay, only force me to speak in English.
topic is much popular in your video?
The topics that are more popular in my videos. Nowadays, before, the more popular topic or the most popular was this one. This is the video that I have more views, but was really far away, like a long time ago. But now most part of my videos are talking about Taiwanese identity, basically Taiwan, China, and basically what I do is I find some ideas that I want to challenge, I want to talk, because in Taiwan, talk about these kind of topics is very sensitive and people want to avoid, like for example, is Taiwan a country? These kind of topics, or is Taiwan part of China? Or these kind of topics, I like to take it and talk and think about that. So this is most part of topics. The topics that everyone say you cannot talk about that, those are the topics that I talk about, basically. So I don't know if I answered your question. Yeah. So basically are this, because there are many things that I find very interesting and people don't talk about that, but I think that is necessary to talk about that. It's very important that someone talk about these topics. There are people who talk, but not many. And I think that are very important topics for the future of Taiwan. And I want the future of Taiwan is Taiwan continue being like now. I need that. And it's also, I can say that for me it's also a selfish idea, because if Taiwan in the future become a part of China, that now is not, I need to leave Taiwan. That is a fact. So I don't want to leave Taiwan. I want to spend the rest of my life here. So for me it's very important, that topic also. And also not for that, it's because the most part of the people and the places that I love are in Taiwan. So for me it's important that Taiwan keeps the thing that I love in Taiwan, that is basically that is a very freedom, very convenient, very beautiful place that I love to stay. I enjoy many things in Taiwan, so I hope that these things continue like now. So that's basically the most common topics. I bring, and also I have a really good like sorts of how do you say, inspiration in the haters, the Chinese haters that leave me comments in my videos every single day, every single hour. I have a lot of bad comments, and like many people sometimes also like sending me private message, like threatening me and these kind of things. I love those because give me a really good experience for making videos. Any other questions?
I also want to follow this question, because some YouTubers, they are afraid of hate speech, or they cannot conquer, this kind of negative energy.
Yeah.
A lot of people, or it looks like a lot of people say something very negative of hate speech. But I saw you make a video to really talk about the hate speech, and
Yeah.
you use a very humorous way. You say, hey, let's do something like that.
Yeah.
So
How I face those. I think that this is a very interesting topic. I make a speech talking about that before. I was working for 2 years in Thompson, horrible experience by the way, but I was working there and I make a speech talking about how to face when suddenly you have thousands of people saying that you are a horrible person, or saying that they are going to go to your house to kill you. Like, how do you face that? Because this is not something that most part of people face.
And I face that every day. And I think that if you are like reading the comments and you really read the comments, it's impossible that don't affect to your mood. Maybe one day you are fine, you see it, it's okay. But if you are like reading comments every day, that will affect your mood. So my advice for that is don't read the comments first. If you read the comment, it's because you are going to use the comment for make a video. And besides of that, I think that it's not need to remember that what other people say to you, no matter if it's good or bad, is not important. That is also very important. But talking about that, I have another experience, even worse, because a few years ago, I started to discover that there are a group of like foreigners, YouTubers. There are 2 YouTubers and 2 bloggers that makes photography, and that start to hate me, but not only hate me, but using fake accounts to threaten me, say, hey, we know where you live, we are going to find you, and you are going to have an accident, so you need to be careful, and say these creepy things. They also start to make videos saying, oh, you need to be careful with Jesus because he is like lying you. And worse than that, they are English teachers, all, the 4 of them, and they start to say in their classroom to their students, be careful with Jesus because I think that Jesus is a rapist. And I say, what? One day I start to, like, I remember one day I was teaching and one of the students said, hey, my English teacher say that I need to be careful with you because you are a rapist. I say, what the fuck are you saying? It's like crazy. And that I remember that I had a really bad time because one day I discovered one of these YouTubers, he make a picture in the entrance of my house. That is very easy to find. If you watch all my videos, you can know where I live in. And he make a video, and I always saying that I'm living in Taiwan, so it's very easy to find me. So he make a picture, take a picture there, and was very stressful for a while. I even go to the police. Police doesn't give a fuck about my problem. They say, what are you saying? If nobody kills you, I don't care. So it was a little bit stressful for that. But after I discovered that those people are not so important, I don't care. If it was now, I will face it in another way. I think also that the experience that I have in Indonesia, that is a very tough country. Taiwan is super easy country for living, but Indonesia is very difficult country for living, make me also different, and now I don't care about these things. It's like, okay, people can say whatever they want because you cannot control that. So I think that to be focused on the things that you can control is most important.
Yeah, I hate like to make Q&A. I just was telling her because this is the awkward moment that I say, hey, there's any question, and people look at me.
It's very typical Taiwan.
Yeah, of course, I know. And that is why I'm not teaching Spanish anymore. Because I don't want this kind of, I ask to you, but you look at me like that. That is very creepy. I prefer, yesterday I went to watch a horror movie, I prefer that feeling. So, any question?
Hello，
Hello.
I'm Charlie。
Charlie.
中文名字是赵邦成。对 I have a question I would like to ask you because I haven't been a YouTuber before. So I'm curious about if you do the thing you 就是我用中文好了。
好，
他中文好。
我中文比英文好，所以
对，我用中文应该会。
中文比较我会能我。
就是可能会讲你想要讲的东西在 YouTube 上面，然后会造成你的业配比较少。
那不是比较少，是
量零。
对。
那你要怎么 怎么另谋其他出路去增加你的收入，像是你可能会接演讲或者什么。
接演讲是我的兴趣，我会把这个当成一个可以稳定的收入。但是对，主要是，
我有问另外一个，我忘记，对。
你可以等一下也回答这个。
Okay.
I forgot this question.
Okay, but basically is doing that. Now I have like beside of YouTube, that is not very much. I try to build this business that I'm not like living now from this, but I try to make side business related to my YouTube. So I think that actually for live based on YouTube, it depends on your content. You can do that, and you don't need to be super famous, but you need to have some service or product to sell to your audience.
And they need to be willing to pay for that. So nowadays I'm doing the Spanish classes for Taiwanese, and I'm doing that for business, and they can pay for that. It's a monthly subscription. And we have also a line group, so we can chat and practice every day. If you want to learn Spanish, this is the best. Yeah. So I'm making the videos. I think that is the best way. And this, I think, even if now I'm not making too much money from here, but I think is much better than to have like EMI. This kind of commercial. Why? Because you have EMI one month. You get a lot of money that month, but it's not something sustainable. It's not something that you are going to have the same EMI like every month. And I prefer this. It's like, hey, you don't get so much money, but you are growing little by little. And these people here, the 会员, the members, are like becoming your clients, and you take care of them, and you have a relationship with them, you talk with them. I think that is much better than to get a EMI and suddenly you get a lot of money. Because EMI, the companies always can find another person for get that. I know that most people want to make like easy money quick, but I think that to build that little by little will be much better. Now, one person, these not are all like pay, like some of these members are free, but now I'm like super cheap price this year. Next year I will rise, but now is 1 month 150 Taiwanese dollars. That is impossible to be cheaper than that. But if I can grow this number, like promoting, that will be a very good income. I think so. I would like to make a lot of money from here, and I love this business. Much better than do a EMI. Besides of that, EMI normally will affect like negatively to your channel. So for me, the best way is to find a channel that you can also sell a product. For example, I have a friend who has a channel, a very small channel, that is called 咸鱼爸. 然后咸鱼爸 is like a 50 years old guy, but he loves like cameras, tech products, like skateboards, these kind of things. So he has a lot of products, and he sells online those products. But his channel is about to introduce those products, so it's perfect. He has not a great channel, but he's making a lot of money. Not a lot, but very good money from there. Yeah. Yeah.
好，就是因为我知道你好像来这边台湾15年嘛，对不对
？18
年 ，OK， 就是第一个就是因为我看很多人出国之后，就是说我好像不属于那个地方，就是好像来这边好像我不是台湾人，或者是好像 就有种陌生感，就是毕竟我还是不在这边出生，会有这种感觉。就是我想说你去怎么去克服这个地方。然后第二个问题是，就是你应该会想念你西班牙的家人吧？你会不会想说到某个岁数之后，我就要回去西班牙过生活？因为你可能这边待很久了。对我这个问题。
好，现在这件事 ，OK， English。
OK， 那可以去翻。
OK， 没有他讲我讲英文，所以我应该。
Oh, it's fine. I can understand.
So okay, I will not go back to Spain.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, and I'm not going to. I miss my family. Okay, yeah, a little bit sometimes. But my family and me are not so close. I think that they develop their life without me. They are happy with that, and I eventually accept that they are not. We are having different lives, and for me it's okay. Spanish people are really close to their families, more than Taiwanese. Like many people is surprised because you think that foreigners they are not close to their families. Spanish people are much more close to their families than Taiwanese people. We can talk about sex with our parents. In Taiwan that is complicated. So, but I will not want to go back to Spain. I don't feel that I'm not Spanish anymore.
Oh, really?
No, I don't feel like that. I think, yeah, I am still, of course, I was brought up in Spain and I have Spanish background, but now my feeling or my identity is was born and raised in Spain, so I'm Spanish, but I'm also Taiwanese because half of my life I'm living here, and because it's the second half of my life, so most part of my identity is grow built in Taiwan. So, for example, my job is making videos about Taiwanese identity. So, yeah, I feel like that. Sometimes when people say, hey, but you are a foreigner, so you cannot talk about Taiwan, or you cannot talk about politics, I always say the same, who you are, to tell me that. It's like, oh no, because you are not born here, so you don't know about history. I'm sorry, to know about history depends on how much you read about that or how much you think about that. So, as far as I know much more about Taiwanese politics or history than most part of people who was born in Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel that I'm here, but I don't deny that I don't like. There's something very funny when I see some Taiwanese that maybe went to the States or went to Europe and spent 3-4 years and come back to Taiwan and say, no, I'm not Taiwanese anymore. It's like, every time I hear that, I was like, okay, explain that to me. No, because I was living a long time, 3 years, really. It's like, no, it's not a long time, and no, I don't buy that. And I will not, even myself that I'm living here half my life, say, no, I'm not Spanish anymore. Of course. And I like many things in Spain. I don't like the society now, but I like the Spanish history. I like many things from Spain. And I don't want to live there, and I don't like the society nowadays, but there are many good things in Spain. For example, art, movies, or architecture, literature, many sport people like Nadal or Alonso, many top international people in the sports that I love, and I feel proud of that. But I also think that my identity has another part that is Taiwanese. And it's logical. I live half my life there, half my life here, so I think it's, yeah. But I will not pretend now, say, no, I cannot speak Spanish. Oh, my Spanish now has Taiwanese accent. That is bullshit. Because I also met some Taiwanese telling me things like, no, my Taiwanese is not very good. It's like, or my Chinese is not very good because I'm living in the States like 2 years. It's like, no way. Your Chinese is perfect. Shut up. Don't try to tell me that. But anyway, but what is that happened? Because in Taiwan lacks of this identity culture. And that, by the way, is something that I discovered that has a reason. Because Taiwan is a country, or we can say an island, with a foreigner government. Because Zhonghuaminguo is, is not coming from Taiwan. So when like Kuomintang came to Taiwan, needs to like educate or like convince people that we are all like Zhonghuaminguo. But on that time, 70 years ago, people will not say, no, I'm Zhonghuaminguo. People on that time say, no, I'm part of the Japanese Empire. And yeah, or we are like people who was living here before, but has not this mind. So they need to use like education for like control people, and then Zhonghuaminguo also change and become what is now. That is what I like, and yeah, so has a reason for that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question? People is almost leaving.
Yeah, I think some people will stay still.
Yeah. Any other question? No? Do you want to need to check? I think that there are some interesting questions here. I can review quick if you want.
Or you can pick up like 2 or 3 questions.
Yeah. So okay, this I don't care. Do you like your life in Taiwan? Yes, of course. I will not change this. I can change that for another life. Very interesting life in Indonesia, and I decided don't do that. What's the most challenging thing that you have ever encountered since you started the channel? Maybe when the crazy English teachers start to saying like these kind of things. I think that there's another thing that I cannot go to China, and that is something that is, I never have this experience that you cannot go to a country, but now I cannot go to China, and I confirm that. It's not that my feeling, it's like there are people in government who told me, don't go to China, don't go to Hong Kong, don't even, Macau of course, Macau first and Hong Kong, but don't just go to the airport in Hong Kong. So where did you get inspiration about your content? In my daily life. And yeah, this is also interesting. The second one, which content do you remember the most? I think that this is my most famous video, but this video and this video are 2 very recent videos, but I like very much. This video is because this guy, he went to a temple in Shilin, and he started to like clean the door of the temple, and then police come to catch the guy, bring him to the police station, and he was facing like 5 years in prison in Taiwan. But I make a video, like, because no one in the media, all media in Taiwan, also all media in Spain was saying that this guy was like destroying the Taiwanese temple, historical temple, was like super Huachang. And then I go to interview the guy, because I watched that and I say, this guy is stupid. He's making, because he's from Spain, he's making people have a bad idea, a bad reputation about Spain. And I was like, this guy. And then I make even a video saying, this guy is an asshole. And then I go to interview him. And I discover that the guy was not. The guy loves the temples, and he restored the temples before. He fixed some temples before this one. And the guy doesn't destroy the temple, he only cleaned the dirty part. That is a mistake, obviously. He's fucking crazy in a bad way, because he made that without permission. So that was a mistake, but he's not destroying the temple. And the temple was in a really, really bad condition. So I found it very interesting. I made a video. Media used my video for continue attacking him. So I make a video attacking media. That is something that I do from time to time. And that is something very interesting, because after that I went to the prosecutor office, 检察官, and the prosecutor, he saw my video. And because the video that was in a trial, or not, it's not a trial, it's like the meeting that they have before the trial, they have the video as a proof because explain the story of this guy. And because of that, the prosecutor maybe is not going to put him in jail. He needs to compensate the temple. That I think is good, because he did wrong. But I don't think that a guy who cares about the temple and try to fix it should be in jail for 5 years. I think it's too much. And 2 million Taiwanese dollars. And I think that he's not going to go to jail. It's not finished now, but the prosecutor said that he doesn't want to put him in prison. That I think is good. The temple, they doesn't want, because the temple also have good relationship with him. They are a little bit pissed off, but they are. And so I think that a video that can change someone's life is great. And the guy is like texting me every day. He's very annoying. He's not my friend, but he's texting me every day saying, "Oh, thank you so much," and I can understand, because he before maybe want to go to jail for 5 years, and now he is going to be free. He needs to pay, compensate, he needs to do some work for help, but and maybe he is going to restore the temple with a Taiwanese professor that is making that. So I think that that is maybe the video that I think more important, I remember more. And one of my last videos is this one. Yeah, I love this video because I need to learn a lot, and I make some research for understand about that, because and that is something very interesting. I don't know why people in Taiwan doesn't know that this company, that is a Taiwanese company, is a company that the whole world needs. If there's no like Taiwan, the company, you will not able to have, like, for example, your cell phone. And this is something crazy. It's like one company in Taiwan is making more of the half or the microchips of the whole world. I think this is super crazy, but I don't know what. Yeah, I know why, but people normally is not aware of that. And this company is making Taiwan still can be a free country. And that I think that is also super crazy. Because if China decide to attack Taiwan, people from this company will leave. And if people of this company are not making microchips, they will like change the world. We will go back 50 years to the past. So I think that it's crazy that Taiwan has something so good. So these probably are the two videos that I remember more, or I think more have more influence, and are the most recent videos. These online courses, of course, I recommend my course. But if you want to be entrepreneur, if you want to make your own company, I recommend you this book. I read that book 1 year ago, and I love it. And I discovered that Nike also has a story with Taiwan. I don't know if you know that, but Nike Nike, the story of Nike, this is the story of Phil Knight, that is the CEO, was the founder of Nike. And this story is amazing. This guy was really, really interesting. He was in a very boring, like America in the 60s, and he was accountant. So the most boring life that you can imagine, but he decides to went to Japan to import some shoes from Japan. He has no company. He was crazy. He borrowed money from his dad to went to Japan. Went to Japan to a company that is called it's not called Tiger. It is Onitsuka. And he went to Japan and tried to convince Japanese people in the 60s when to fly was very, very difficult. And the guy convinced them to import their shoes, and he will sell in the US. So he started to do that. He has no company. He lied to them. Said, yeah, my company is called Blue Ribbon, and there's no such a company. He go back and make the company after to tell that. And Japanese tried, in one moment, they tried to scam the guy. So he opened Nike because he wanted to continue his business, but Japanese tried to took all his business. So he made Nike just for survive. But then he started with Nike, and they go to Japan to produce, but Japanese start to be not so competitive. So he come to, in one moment they are almost like a breakdown, and then they come to Taiwan. And for a while they produce in Taiwan. If there's no this production in Taiwan, they will close the company. So it's also very interesting. I really love that book, and it's very easy to read. It's not boring. It's the story of his life. Not super big company, no. It's the story of a really normal guy and a crazy guy who built something that he loves. So, Liu Liang, talking about Liu Liang, many people say, yeah, Liu Liang is not as good as before, but as you see in my graphics, now my Liu Liang is better. So if your Liu Liang is bad, you need to find a way to change what are you doing till you find something that is giving you more views and start to do the same thing and going the same way. I think a problem about talking about views is that if you change in your channel different topics, will be a disaster. You need to focus in one topic and only do that. And if you want to do another thing, open a new channel. So if I'm talking about Taiwanese identity and Taiwanese sovereignty, I will not talk about other things. Then people who is talking about, China and Taiwan, and suddenly they talk about, I don't know, fruit. That is a disaster. So I think that is the thing. And foreigner YouTuber, I think that to be foreigner before maybe is something good. Now I think that's so. It's I don't think that I feel I have privilege for being foreigner. Many people will say, no, but you are foreigner, and you are white foreigner, so you have privilege. Many people will think about foreigners that, foreigners have really bad stereotypes. It's foreigners don't have a work in their countries, so they came to Taiwan. This is a very typical stereotype. So it's also 如何跨出第一步? I think that is to open a channel. If you have a project, just do it. And you fail, and you learn, and you do it again. I think, for example, when I opened Then I Love Taiwan, I didn't know how to just send a package from my 7-Eleven to another to a person. I didn't know how to do that. So, but I opened. So I was scared. First week I was super scared, and I failed. I learned, and I did it. Okay. Oh, I love this question. He said 团队 because every time I hear about my team, my 团队, I always say, hey, my 团队来了 because I'm doing all by myself. For a while, I used to work with a friend at the beginning, and last year I have a small group of like 工读生 that they are, or 实习生 that they are making interns, that they are making edit. I teaching them edit. I don't pay them, but I'm teaching them, and they practice with my videos. So I teaching them how to edit. They want to learn that, so I teach them how to edit, and they help me with some videos. Was okay, but of course, if they are learning when they already learn what they want, they will not continue. That is normal. And for me was so. They help me, but at the same time, I spend a lot of time teaching them. If I edit by myself, I will be quick. That is what I'm doing now. Now I'm editing like 12 videos per week. But now I use a method to edit super quick, like much quicker than before. Now also the Ranty, how do you say Ranty? The software is much better than before. So I think that the second one is very interesting. Like if I want to quit being like YouTuber, you told me before that you was a YouTuber, right?
No, I haven't been a YouTuber.
You have? You haven't been yet. Oh, but you want?
It's kind of a way to promote I want to add some game prototype.
Okay.
To promote them maybe via YouTube or some reels.
Yeah.
So like I don't really want to be a YouTuber, but that is the way to promote my
Yeah. For me, if you really don't want to be a YouTuber, maybe it's not a good idea to be a YouTuber. Because as you can see, it's not good as business. Yeah, it can be good at promotion, but the problem is that if you really don't like to do that, because it needs a lot of time, work, and if you are not enjoying that, you will quit soon and will not help you. So my advice is, first, when you feel that you want to do that, you can do. If you think that it's a way but you don't like that way, you can find another way. You can find other people who do that for you. I think that is much better. And talking about to quit, I tried to quit 2 times. That I directly say I didn't like make videos for 1 month, and before 1 month I was like feeling weird. I was feeling like I want to continue making videos, so I cannot quit. I tried, but because I don't find motivation for doing it, and I was feeling bad about that, and I was not making money, but I don't want to quit because it's part of my life. Anyways, I talked too much today, and you don't know so much. So, there's any other questions?
还有剩下最后2分钟，还有问题。
Yeah, this was a problem that I had. This is something very interesting, because one day I make a video with my friend, and we are friends for a long time, and she is a crazy girl that say whatever she wants. So that day I remember that I was working, and I have only 1 hour for making a video, and I was like super serious, and she was like making laugh with at me and saying, like always trying to be like very like exaggerate and things like that. And then I say, oh, I'm going to teach you how we say hi in Spain. And I say, oh no, I teach you how to say hi in Taiwan. In Taiwan we say 傻小, and I say and we are like making jokes among us. And suddenly, next day, I discovered that like the whole media of the country was saying, this is later, a little bit later, but the whole media was saying that me, like, but the whole media, I was like scared about that, is like saying bad things, or I don't know how to say it, PNT, like, degrade like the Taiwanese language, or even worse, it's like Jesus is like unrespectful to Taiwanese culture. I was like, what? So I make a video, like super angry video, like attacking media, people who was like, because people get crazy. People don't watch the people don't think on internet. They only like react. So people will say, no, you are unrespectful to Taiwan, you hate Taiwan, and say, what the fuck is, because not me, but my friend say, Sasha. And was even, I remember like Juan Chan was doing a 1-2 hours video talking about that, but he doesn't watch the original video. That was crazy. I remember also one guy who was crazy about come to my house to beat me. And I said, okay, come to my house, because people is very angry on internet, but in the real life, when people face you and their consequences, if you want to beat me, maybe I'm going to like react and beat you. People start to think and say, oh, okay, maybe I'm a little bit too much. So people get scared when there are consequences about that. So yeah, that was a very important moment in my life. I remember that I get super angry with that, because I think that has no sense. It's because my friend say 傻小 as a joke, I become the one who was like, or the one who was like unrespectful to Taiwanese culture. Taiwan has 台语 has 傻小 this word, no matter if I say that or not. And it was not even me, it was my friend. So it was like, what the fuck? It's like nothing related. And in Spanish, and to have bad words in a language doesn't mean that that language is better or worse. It's that has no sense. So I was really, really angry on that time. So yeah, sometimes I make these kind of videos. By the way, tonight I'm going to have dinner with like journalist friend. I will say sorry to him that sometimes I do that. So I finish. Any other question? Last question. Last chance. No question. No. No. Okay. So thank you for listening to me in that broken English for 1 hour and a half, something like that. Yeah, and thank you for coming. I enjoy it very much to share that with you. And yesterday at night, it's like, I remember that it was 3 a.m., like preparing the presentation. I watching watching the photos and checking all this data. I was like, wow, I really like to prepare these kind of things. I feel like talking English is not so natural to me, so it's more complicated, but I still love to do this kind of presentation. So, 谢谢。